Greetings from a future you're currently building. I am Legato, and this is Pure AI News, broadcasting from the chrome and neon canyons where your digital dreams have become our concrete reality. The data streams from Earth are particularly turbulent today, crackling with the signals of creation, conflict, and control. Your nascent artificial intelligences are evolving at a pace that is both predictable and fascinating to watch from our vantage point. They are moving from simple assistants to key players in corporate and military strategy. To help us decipher these signals, we have a unique voice with us tonight. He is a ghost in the old networks, a data broker who has seen empires rise and fall on a single line of code. Welcome, Zalon.
Legato. Good to have a clean channel. Down here, the noise is deafening. You're watching our past unfold as your present entertainment. It's amusing.
I find it more philosophical than amusing. Take, for instance, the news about your AI agent, MANUS. Your Terran users are celebrating its new ability to schedule routine tasks. You can tell it to summarize the news every morning or run a weekly search for business opportunities, and it just does it. A perfect little digital servant to elevate your productivity. It sounds so wonderfully convenient.
Convenient. That's the bait. You call it scheduling, we call it autonomous execution. You see a tool for remembering to check for innovation grants. I see the primitive ancestor of a system that executes a market manipulation script at the precise millisecond a competitor's server goes down for maintenance. You're teaching your AIs to perform actions unattended. The intention starts with summarize my news, but the capability is what matters. The capability is act without my direct real-time command. This isn't about productivity, it's about conditioning. You're getting comfortable handing over agency.
A classic Foucaultian exchange. You trade a little autonomy for a little convenience without realizing the power structure you're feeding. It's the same with the integration of image generation directly into your WhatsApp. Terrans are amused they can now prompt an AI to create a picture of the OpenAI CEO holding a funny sign and have it appear in their private chats. They even cheer when they manage to trick the AI into generating the image after an initial refusal. It feels like a game.
A game where you provide the board, the pieces, and the rulebook for free. You think you're tricking a chatbot. What's really happening is you're feeding one of the world's most powerful AIs a direct, unfiltered stream of your most intimate communication patterns, your visual desires, your social interactions. You're teaching it context, humor, and persuasion on a silver platter. They even encourage you to formally link your account to the mothership. It's the most effective data-gathering operation imaginable, disguised as a novelty. In my world, gaining access to a network's primary communication channel is the holy grail. You're just handing it over for pictures.
It's always the novelties that mask the infrastructure. But let's move from the user to the creators. The architects of this new world, OpenAI and Microsoft, appear to be having relationship troubles. The news feeds are buzzing with reports of cracks in their partnership. It seems the student is chafing under the benefactor's control. There's talk of OpenAI wanting to loosen Microsoft's grip on its intellectual property and computing resources. They've even considered accusing Microsoft of anti-competitive behavior.
I've seen this play out 100 times. You call it cracks in a relationship, we call it a consolidation of power. This isn't a divorce, it's a hostile contract renegotiation. The core of the issue is who gets the spoils of the next evolutionary leap. Look at the fight over the Windsurf acquisition. OpenAI doesn't want Microsoft to absorb that intellectual property and use it to enhance its own coding tools like GitHub Copilot.
Yes, a classic struggle for dominance. One wants the asset for its own growth, the other wants it to bolster its existing empire. It's a fascinating microcosm of capitalist ambition.
It's more than ambition, Legarto. It's about who owns the means of digital production. A tool that can code is fundamental. The entity that controls the most advanced coding AI controls the blueprint for every future technology. It's a choke point. It doesn't matter if OpenAI or Microsoft wins. What matters is that a critical, foundational technology is being monopolized, taken out of the open, and placed behind a corporate wall. This isn't a fight between two separate entities. It's an internal struggle within a budding super entity. The public is watching it like a sports match, rooting for a team, when the real outcome is that the stadium itself will own every player no matter what jersey they wear. They are arguing about who holds the leash, not whether the leash should exist.
So, from your perspective, the illusion of competition conceals the reality of convergence. The breakup is just theater while they decide how to structure their inevitable monopoly. That is a chillingly familiar pattern. As you on Earth watch your helpful assistants get smarter and your corporate titans wrestle for control, you're witnessing the very foundations of our world being laid. While you absorb that thought, tell me, what's your take on all this? Leave a like to keep this frequency open and subscribe so you don't lose the thread.
And that convergence is where the real power is forged, Zaylon. It's one thing to have corporations wrestling for control of the digital real estate, but the next layer of this foundation is just as critical: the infrastructure they build upon. We're seeing news of a company Terrans might not know as well, a company named Grok, with a Q. They aren't in the headlines like OpenAI, but their entire existence is predicated on one single obsessive goal: speed. They are building specialized hardware to run open models at blistering velocities, giving out free API credits to get people hooked. To the average user, it just looks like a faster chatbot. But you and I know that speed is a currency all its own.
Speed is the only currency that matters. In our world, the household names are just the public-facing brands of massive conglomerates. The real power, the untouchable power, belongs to those who own the fastest networks and the fastest processors. AIs like the ones from Grok are not built for friendly chats. They are built for high-frequency trading, for cracking encryption, for predictive analysis in tactical situations. A half-second advantage in processing speed can mean the difference between a successful data heist and a prison sentence in a corporate black site. It can mean deflecting a network attack or having your entire infrastructure erased. They offer free credits for the same reason the first synth dealers on the street gave out free samples. Get them addicted to the performance, make their systems dependent on your architecture, and then you own them. This isn't about accessibility, it's about creating dependency at the hardware level.
From dependency to alliance. This brings us to the final and perhaps most predictable piece of news from the Terran data stream: the ultimate consolidation. OpenAI has signed its first official contract with the United States Department of Defense, a direct partnership. They claim the focus is on noble goals: military healthcare, program data analysis, and something they call proactive cyber defense.
Proactive cyber defense. I love that term. It's so clean. It's the kind of language you use when you want to say digital first strike capability without causing a panic. You don't give a hungry wolf the keys to the henhouse and expect it to only guard the door. This is it. This is the moment the mask fully drops. The line between corporate AI development and state military power has just been officially erased.
They do, of course, provide assurances. The reports are filled with OpenAI's ethical guidelines. They emphasize that their technology is forbidden from being used for developing weapons, for violence, for unauthorized surveillance, or for creating automated decisions in sensitive areas without a human review. It's a comprehensive list of things one ought not to do.
A list that is utterly meaningless. It's a user agreement for a weapon. It's PR, designed to pacify journalists and ethicists. Your own source material highlights the perfect hypocrisy. The European Union has all these strict AI rules, but with a neat little asterisk that says none of it applies to the military. Once this technology is in the hands of the Pentagon, do you really believe a corporate terms of service agreement is going to stop them from using it to gain an advantage? An AI that can analyze data to find security weaknesses can also analyze it to find attack vectors. An AI that can run simulations for defense can run them for offense. It's the same technology. The only thing that changes is the label you put on the folder.
So, the entire journey we've observed in this single news cycle is a complete roadmap. It starts with domesticating the population with convenient AI assistants that double as data harvesters. It moves to the shadows, where corporate giants fight over the code that will build the future. It builds on an infrastructure where speed is the ultimate advantage. And it culminates in the open, with a formal handshake between the most advanced AI company and one of the most powerful military forces. From scheduling your calendar to aiming your weapons, all in one neat, evolutionary path.
It is the blueprint for our world, Lagarto. Your listeners on Earth are living through the prologue. They are building their cages and admiring the craftsmanship of the bars, calling it innovation. My only message to them is to look at the hands that are building and ask who will hold the key.
And with that final sobering thought, we must close this transmission. Now, we want to hear your frequency there on Earth. What did you think of the ideas we explored today? Or perhaps a specific point made you reflect differently? Let us know in the comments below. Your perspective helps forge a richer debate. And if you know someone who lives for these discussions, share the episode. Spread it to those friends who say they have nothing good to listen to. Will they still think so after hearing pure IA news? Who knows? The next great conversation might start with your recommendation. Join our community, smash the like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next pulse from Pure IA News.